Well, talk a little bit about Kreature. Well, first off, you need to talk about where he gets his name from. So, his given Christian name is Jacob Hereth, but I've gone ahead and changed that. It's okay. So, his actual name now is Kreature Hereth.
We're watching Harry Potter for the eighth time that summer, by the way. But Kreature comes on the screen. He looks over at me and goes, "Kreature, that's who you are. You're Kreature."
Gosh, it had to be last year. He came over to the apartment and everyone was calling him Kreach. And I was like, what kind of parent names their kid Kreach? And I eventually found out that it was his nickname. But when I did, I was like, that's kind of an offensive nickname. I think I'm gonna call him by his name. So I said, "What's your name?" And he wouldn't tell me.
How does he act like Kreature? Well, Jake acts like Kreature in the fact that I always catch him like rummaging through my sock drawer. I don't know if you know much about Harry Potter folklore, but if an elf gets given clothing, then they're a free elf. But I've made sure I never give him clothing for the rest of his life. Mr. Booby Buyer is a name that I gave Kreach in hopes that he really would be Mr. Booby Buyer one day. Mr. Booby Buyer is a character on Rick and Morty who shows extreme confidence when talking to women. He approaches them, asks them if he can purchase their boobies, and usually they say no, but maybe they say yes sometimes, we don't know.
So I'm kind of a shy person, not very confident with girls, but maybe being Mr. Booby Buyer might help me out a little bit.
I guess Mr. Booby Buyer is a version of himself that actually talks to girls, that has the confidence to go up and offer to buy their boobies.
Yeah, so sometimes Kreach gets upset with his names. There's a fine line you walk when it comes to Kreature, and when he gets angry and when he's okay with it. I cross the line multiple times a day, back and forth, but that's just because I enjoy it so much.
I've also received some other nicknames, Francis, Frankie, F-Man. These all come from Frankie Dog, which was given to me by Nate Butters.
One day Kreach walked in and we all looked at him and said, "Yo, Frankie!" And then he started laughing, and then I think one of our roommates had a hot dog or something, I don't remember, but we were like, "Hey, Frankie Dog," and Kreach hated it, but naturally because he disliked it, we all liked it so much.
Yes, Kreach finally found a nickname he didn't like. Mr. Poopy Butthole. He tried to pawn it off on me. I don't know how he got it, but when I came home, he was the only one calling me Mr. Poopy Butthole. And I said, "Why are you calling me that?" And he said, "Because you're Mr. Poopy Butthole." We got in an argument about it, about who was going to be Mr. Poopy Butthole. It got a little heated. A table was thrown.
I am not Mr. Poopy Butthole. Cody is Mr. Poopy Butthole. I want you guys to stop calling me Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Well, one of the reasons you love Kreach so much is because he really is just a genuinely good guy. What I mean by that is, I know I make fun of him a lot and say, "Oh yeah, he picks up after me, he makes me dinner," but he really does do those things, and he does it out of the kindness of his heart. Like, he just do anything for everybody, for anybody. He's genuinely just a good guy all around.